What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another installment on the best of 2023. We are talking about knives between the $100 and $200 price range. Keep in mind, guys, I don't have every knife that came out this year in that price range. If you don't see something and you have something in that price range, or you know something is good in that price range, let me know down in the comments. I love hearing what you guys have to say. I love it when you guys comment, and that really helps the video as well. And I think you get the most bang for your buck in the $100 to $200 price range. And in this case, we have the Kaiser Clairvoyant. This is a button lock from Paul Munko, and it's a great price, and you're getting good materials, a solid build. Lockup is solid on this guy. S35VN for the blade steel. You have Kaiser's tumbled stonewash finish. Nice sheep's foot blade, and still has a nice pokey tip there. Dual thumb studs for your deployment. Easy and comfortable to deploy. Springs are nice and strong in this guy. The pivot looks clean, has a nice little collar there. Button is easy to get to and disengage. Looks good as well. Titanium bolsters, titanium backspacer, and a nice titanium pocket clip. You have marbled carbon fiber for your onlay there. This is a great button lock in my opinion. It's over the price of a lot of CJRBs and Civivis, so this kind of, in my opinion, got overlooked a little bit throughout the year. I think this is a great button lock, and it's very well designed. Kaiser did a great job, and Munko seems to do a fantastic job with his designs. I really enjoy them. The Kaiser Clairvoyant, definitely a banger. And some of these knives you may have seen in a separate video, and that's because they are that damn good. And in this case, the Bridgeport 395 version 2, this has been in my pocket a ton this year. I have used this knife a ton. 20 CV on the steel. It's a nice drop point sheep's foot modification of one of the two, and it just works great. Looks good. Nice satin finish. You have dual thumb studs and the cutout for deployment. Micarta scales. Titanium pocket clip, backspacer, and filler tab, along with the pivot and the rest of the hardware. This comes in a little bit over the $100 price point, and it's a fantastic knife, guys. Great slicer. It does everything that you need a knife to do, and then some, at a fantastic price. I love this hollow ground blade. It's nice and thin down here at the edge. It just cuts so well. Thin blade stock. It's a great looking knife. It's a good user. I've been happy all year with this knife. It's one of my favorite pickups of the entire year in any price range. So the Bridgeport 395 version 2, this is a great knife, and it looks like the new version or a new model that Bridgeport has coming out also looks very, very good. Won't mind checking that guy out at some point, but this knife definitely deserves to be on this list. The Bridgeport 395 version 2. So in this one, we got all kinds of sizes and price ranges, and I wanted to include something for the slip joint guys. I was going to actually have two in this one, but we'll see. Now, the QSP Hedgehog is the slip joint that really got me into slip joints this year. You know, I had a couple before then, but when I got this, I realized how comfortable, you know, how good of just a knife this can be. This isn't going to be a hard use knife. It's not going to be, you know, a primary beater work knife type of deal that'll do anything, but it's going to do great at just cutting things, your everyday type of items that you may need to cut. And in this case, you're getting M390 for the steel. You have a beautiful sheep's foot blade, and this has a nice pokey tip. It comes down very thin, has a satin finish, titanium handle, and it's got a jigged pattern that's been milled into it, so it gives it a nice amount of grip. This is a great size for a slip joint. I can get a full purchase on this guy, and there's plenty of edge there, blade there to do anything you would need to do, and the walk and talk is just fantastic, guys. Springs are nice and strong. Nice positive pops and clicks on the open and close. This is a real winner, and they also have a budget version of this coming in 14C in micarta, which I also have. This has just been a fantastic knife for me all year, and it's one I have to thank to, that got me into slip joints. The QSP Hedgehog is definitely well worth the look if you're looking for a semi-premium slip joint with very premium materials. Definitely worth a look. So here we have the Am8 knives Prayer 2. And guys, this was one of the knives that really put my eyes on Migron and Am8. This bad boy has a coated S90V clip point style blade. You have a cutout and you have a rear flipper for deployment. The detent is tuned very good. I oiled this up just before the video because I've been using the crap out of this knife lately, and it had all kinds of marks and stuff all over it. So I wanted to get it cleaned up for the video. You have this awesome texturing. It almost reminds you of diamond texturing on the flats of this titanium. And then on the chamfered edges, you have another milling pattern. It's more like a horizontal or diagonal cutout in there. Very good looking, very clean looking. I hadn't really seen something like this on knives in this price range. Not even close, really. You can thumb flick this out, reverse flick it out. It's got a nice tuned detent, and this has been one of my favorite values of the entire year to get S90 titanium, a solid action, good ergos. The only knock on this knife I had was the clip was really tight, but it's actually broken in with carrying. So and it looks fantastic, feels great in hand. Nice little tie back spacer there as well. Good access with jimping and a chamfer. Love this knife. Definitely high up on my list of knives of 2023. Next up, we have another Kaiser, the Torat. This is a Styles design, and I love this knife. The minute I saw this coming out, I grabbed it right away. And I'm a big fan of Tantos, and I like the subtle design cues where you have this cutout that actually matches what the pocket clip has there. S35VN on the steel. Nice Tanto blade. It comes down pretty damn thin. You have a nice pokey tip there going into a flat here. This is a hollow. Nice satin finish on this guy. It is just a cutout only, but man, the reverse and thumb flick feel good. Detent is tuned well. You have this nice little ramp on the blade with jimping to lock in on this guy. All titanium handle, pocket clip, back spacer. And then you have these blue accents on here. Looks great. Good access with a chamfer. Kaiser and Styles knocked this one out of the park. You might not be the biggest fan of a Tanto. I am. I like Tantos. I won't mind seeing this in some other blade shapes as well. But from everything I've seen, this knife has performed well for a lot of different people, and it has done very well for me. Definitely one of my favorites of the entire year. It's a unique looking design, and it's well done. Definitely love the Kaiser Torat. Next up, we got the Nasco Landerer. If you're into, I wanted to include a bunch of stuff that I liked in all kinds of different styles. This is a little smaller of a knife for me, but I can tolerate it because I can get a full grip on it. It's comfortable, and it's very useful for what it is. In this case, it's an Urban EDC Supply exclusive, so you're getting M390 on the blade steel. Nice satin finished drop point blade. Dual thumb studs. This thing is snappy too. I love it. You have the Sagaha G10 handles here, and then I changed out the liners and hardware to this all black. Looks fantastic in my opinion. This is a perfect, just little EDC knife. That's, no frills. It is what it is. It's a nice little secondary cutting tool, comfortable in hand, useful blade shape, and Ben knows what he's looking for. He knows what he's doing, and he proves that here with this design and his previous designs as well. I definitely like the Landerer. I definitely need to check out the larger one as well. So this one comes in right at the $200 price point. The Arcane Designs Praetheon. They made a couple different versions. They had 20 CV. This one is an S35VN. You have this nice coated drop point blade. You have a little mini fuller and thumb studs, as well as a front flipper on this guy. G10 on G10. G10 inlay looks awesome on this jade. All black blade and hardware. Looks good. Really clean. I love Arcane's designs, his futuristic designs. You are paying a premium for his knives. Now, at $200, this is pretty reasonable. It's a little overpriced, but you're getting a great build, a unique design, and you're still getting well-finished materials, good materials. And this is just a nice little EDC knife, fun to mess with. It's been a good carry for me. I like the minimal pocket clip there. And you get that nice deep carry because of how it is attached there. Little back spacer. This thing's comfortable and very slicey. Definitely a big fan of the Praetheon, especially at $200. Pretty hard to sneeze at that. Fun, fidgety, and definitely does exactly what it's supposed to. Next up, this isn't a new design for the year, but it is a new model. It really is a new design in a sense. The QSP Penguin Plus, I thought this deserved a spot on this list. You're getting 20 CV on the blade steel, sheep's foot blade, dual thumb studs, and a flipper tab for this guy. Frame lock, titanium frame lock. You have the wire pocket clip, open construction. Good access with a chamfer there on the lock bar. And then they had a bunch of different versions, but of course I went with the copper infused carbon fiber. I'm a big fan of the copper infused carbon fiber. I love this thing, and it's a good price, good materials, and QSP designs a solid knife. Here's another example of that. Great cutter, great utility style knife. Big fan of this knife. Love the QSP line of knives. And then we have my favorite of the year in this price range, the Am8 Flicks 2 S90V with a high polished sandblasted blade. Drop point works so good, guys. Great blade shape. Little bit of straight edge, a little bit of belly, nice pokey tip. Swedge going to the tip. The cutout is clean looking and works very well. Detent is tuned nicely. Front flipper is designed very well. Easy to actuate. You're getting S90V titanium that's been milled, infused copper carbon fiber, titanium pocket clip, and back spacer for under $200, guys. Absolutely insane. Migron and Am8 have killed it all year, and I'm a huge fan of what they're doing. I hope they keep it up in 2024. This is my favorite knife in this price category. Let me know what your favorite knife in the $100 to $200 range is. I love hearing what you guys have to say. Hit the thumbs up button for me. Leave a comment, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one.